Welcome, everyone, to the next edition of Abandoned and Alone, a Mythos Busters production. My name is Ian, one of the hosts of the Mythos Busters, and Abandoned and Alone is a series where, if you're watching this for the first time, if you stumbled upon this random corner of the internet, I play solo through campaigns of Arkham Horror, the card game. Currently, I'm playing as the investigator Joe Diamond through the Return to Dunwich Legacy. And today we're going to be taking on the Miskatonic Museum. It's been a few weeks because Gen Con was a thing, and then the post-Gen Con kind of frenzy and life stuff and all that conspired to mean that I took a bit of a hiatus, not too long, couple weeks, but back at it now with some Joe Diamond action. And after two successful opening scenarios with extracurricular activity in House Always Wins, I'm hoping that continues with Miskatonic Museum. I'm a little bit nervous because my recent luck against Miskatonic Museum has not been great, specifically the Return to Dunwich version. I was trying to remember before I started streaming whether I've actually beaten the. I think I have one win against it, but my last few games have been losses. So hopefully I can break that streak. Hopefully my computer troubles earlier today with my computer deciding to do updates right when I was trying to stream and all that is not a sign of bad things to come. And it's late, and hopefully I will stay awake and not drift off during this, but I don't think I will. Okay, cool. Thanks to the those of you who made it for this late or early stream, depending on where you're at. Yeah, Casey, Mr. Trent, surely the hot streak is going to continue. Well, we'll find out. We will surely find out. Okay, let's go ahead and switch on over to the good stuff, to our actual gameplay. And I have so far, the only thing I've done really is pick out my hunch deck, so it's not too different from what you saw last time. It might even be exactly the same. It's been a while, so I can't remember, but I think it might be exactly the same, with one of the important decisions being putting Delay the Inevitable in my main deck, because this scenario does have Beyond the Veil in it, so I want to be able to draw Delay the Inevitable, keep it in hand as Beyond the Veil insurance. But I gotta draw my opening hand. Let me shuffle it up to really make sure that it's good, and we'll draw 5. Okay, cool. So I got my guns and I got my blades. So I got a couple weapons. With the big snake danger noodle we have to fight in this this scenario, I'll need a couple weapons. Warning shot, I don't think I'm gonna need that, and I think it's actually completely useless in this scenario because it only works against non-elites, doesn't it? And I'm pretty sure the hunting horror is elite. I don't need logical reasoning to start off. I do have Delay the Inevitable in hand, but do I just toss it back and hope to draw it later? I think so. I think I have fetching end card draw in my hunch deck that if I really need to dig for it later, I can. So the question is, do I just sit on... do I keep 2 weapons in hand? And I think I do, given the amount of fighting I might have to do. So let's keep those both, and then we'll draw 3. A couple of shortcuts and Malison. Not the greatest hand in the world, but it'll do. I would have liked to get some my MVP Hawkeye folding camera into action right away, like I have the past couple scenarios, but it's not there. And some clue tools, because that's what I need to do right out of the gate. But that's okay. we'll see if I get one of those card draw cards in my hunch deck to start off with. If not, we'll kind of play it by ear, see how it goes. I should mention the upgrades I did to this deck. I had 4 XP to spend, and I took a gamble on Shrewd Analysis, and to spend 4 XP to get 1 strange solution, since I identified the solution, and get a second for free, but I have to draw them at random. And what do you know? At random, both of them were the acidic ichor. And yeah, I promise I didn't cheat on that. that was how the cards fell. I kind of would have been bummed if I got certain versions of the strange solution, but luckily it all worked out kind of perfectly. And the reason I went for strange solution, I was debating it a bit. Nick, fellow Mythos Busters host, suggested shortcut 2, which could have been really great for the scenario, and maybe he was right. But kind of the problems I've encountered in the return version is the hunting horror gets beefed up quickly. The main change to the scenario is that Shadow Spawned gets stuff on it when you advance the agenda, because the next agenda is counted as being in play. So while the investigator is resolving the text on agenda 1B and agenda 2B, the forced ability on the next agenda and the agenda deck is considered to be active. So it kind of gets around how if you advanced in the old version, it wouldn't put a resource on Shadow Spawned, and now it does. So he gets beefy, and I wanted to make sure I have ways to fight. So let's take a look at the map. We're at the museum entrance. We can either do a combat 5 to break down the door, which I have a couple combat icons, but not a great chance there. Or I can try to get clues, which is probably my better shot. So first, see what's on the hunch deck. Working a hunch, perfect, cool. So first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and play that and grab a clue. Important thing at this location is if we get stuck there, we can't gain resources during upkeep, and we can't gain resources at all, even spending an action for one. Okay, so we just need one more resource. The chaos bag right now isn't too bad, because the only bad stuff tokens we have is the skull, which is a -1 right now, the cult, and the cultist, which is a -1. So we've avoided the other ones. Chaos bag will get a little hairier once the hunting horror comes out and the skull turns to a -3. But let's get set up a little bit. I think I'll spend 3 for the enchanted blade. Or should I get the guns out? Well, let's do the blade for now. I mean, the blade is potentially a bigger attack boost, so maybe it's better later. Okay, let's do the guns first then. Let's do the guns first. It does give me an extra tool slots. So up to tool assets don't take up hand slots. And my idea is here is once it runs out of bullets, eventually I can play Enchanted Blade, and that's the combat boost is higher as I fight the hunting horror, and it has higher fight values later in the scenario. And second, let's play Malison for 1. Both as a soak and to stop bad stuff from showing up. And then finally we'll investigate. We don't have any intellect icons. We're just going to go 1-up and see what happens. And tentacle, what do you know? What a start to the scenario. I'm sure that's not a sign of terrible things to come. Can't gain resources. I do get a card. Delay the inevitable. Okay, I got my Beyond the Veil insurance. Doom, doom, doom. 1 out of 5. And our first encounter card is... let me catch up on chat here. Yeah, Bowaski's saying, at random in quotes about Strange Solution. The first thought when I did that draw was that no one on Earth will ever believe that it was random. And I don't really blame you. SWX76, I ran Joe and Marie through TCU and never felt I got Joe's deck quite right. I like the inclusion of emergency aid in the hunch deck. Joe was my blind through TCU and did pretty well, but like most of my blind runs through a campaign, it's a little rough not knowing what's coming, and so ultimately failed at the final hurdle. Strong investigator, but yeah, you kind of got to get used to working around his will more than anything, I think. Especially in TCU and later in Dunwich too. So where was that? Yeah, Mythos. Okay. Cursed Luck. See, this is a card that seems innocuous, but in a recent play of the museum, I got like I can't remember if there's 2 or 3 in the deck, but at least 2. And it was just shutting down everything. Okay, so let's do our hunch deck first. And what do we see? We see Scene of the Crime. Okay, well, let's not worry about this business anymore. We'll just spend an action to play Scene of the Crime and grab that clue. Yeah, nice Tesla's clues to start off, and I am not really worried about using Scene of the Crime early because it's not like there's a ton of enemies. There's only 1 enemy in this scenario, so not like I'm getting a ton of value out of waiting for an enemy to show up. So now that we actually got the clues we needed, we can unlock the door because we couldn't move into museum halls until we do that. We're going to spend our 2 clues. So let me spend them. And flip over. Finding a way inside. We spent clues to advance. So we come upon Adam Lynch, who is the security guard. So we're going to take control of Adam Lynch. He doesn't take up the ally slot, thankfully. I'll put him in our tarot slot. Adam Lynch, you are now a tarot card. So while you control Adam Lynch, I can treat the double action on security office as if it were an action. If he happens to leave play, then I have to add a tablet token to the chaos bag. So I don't want to have that happen. But, you know, we'll see what happens if I have to treat him as a meat shield. So now we advance to Night at the Museum. So not breaking and entering. We'll go to Night at the Museum. And yeah, this is pretty much the rest of the scenario now is we're trying to make our way through the exhibit hall deck here and find the restricted hall. And if we enter the exhibit hall, we'll advance and make it to the final act. And then, yeah, that's that. We'll get the clues from exhibit hall and hopefully get out of Dodge. But for now, we are going to reveal the museum halls. No clues there. We will move here. And if it's been a while since you played, you can spend an action at museum halls to spend 1 clue, in this case, since we're solo, to put the top card of the exhibit deck into play. We don't have any clues right now. So that was 1 action for Scene of the Crime, 1 action to move. And if you're wondering when I'm going to use these shortcuts, movement does matter in this scenario a lot, but the shortcuts are going to come into play later, I feel like. Especially when the hunting horror comes into play. So I'm going to sit on those for a while. And I can't do anything about this until I succeed at a skill test by 1 or more. Cursed Luck. So not really an action to get rid of it or anything like that. So since we have Lich, why don't we just go to the security office and see which version of security office we got. Because we need to get some clues. Okay, so this has 2 clues on it. And the double action, which is a single action for having Adam Lynch, I can look at the revealed side of any exhibit hall and play, or the top card of the exhibit deck. Doesn't really serve a purpose right now. It may later in the game, but in practice I haven't used it. I'm trying to think of a play where I've actually ever used this. I think in multiplayer I'd probably be more likely to use it, but in solo probably just it's not worth the action. So that's gonna do it for my turn. Now I can gain a resource. And there's my camera. Cool. Okay. 2 of 5 Doom. We're going to get an encounter card, which is Dark Bidding. This is a newer card. I forgot what this does. Attach it to the hunting horror, even if it is out of play. Remains attached. Okay, that doesn't sound good. I don't know if I've actually seen this card. Like, it hasn't come up in any of my games yet. When hunting horror attacks an investigator, that investigator must take 1 additional damage and 1 additional horror. I don't like that. Heal 2 damage from hunting horror. I don't like that either. Discard Dark Bidding. Max once per attack. Okay. So it does that nasty stuff and then discards itself. Well, let's see. That's just going to whiff though, right? Because attached to hunting horror, even if it is out of play, but hunting horror is in the deck right now. Right? So that just whiffs, and it doesn't say anything about surging. Yeah. Just double checking that the return version, it doesn't start with the hunting horror out of play or anything. Right? No. Yeah, I guess that just whiffs then. Huh. Got lucky there. I'll take it. Okay. And I gotta remember I have Malison around too. So first let's do the hunch deck. And we find emergency aid. Don't need to be using that right now. Kind of want to get the camera out. Let's see. I don't have any intellect icons really. No boosts. And I have to remember I'm at -1 skill value, so this is actually just a straight 3 to 3. Yeah, I don't like that much. The odds aren't great on that. And if I draw the cultist and if I fail, I have to search for the hunting horror. What do I do here then? The thing is, I need clues. I can go over to the admin office and hope that a shroud is lower. But I'm not sure that it will be. Yeah, this curse luck is a problem. Because see, if I was 1 up, I would, which I would be 4 to 3. I would take that all day because the skull and cultists are -1s. But at just straight up 0-0, I don't like that. Let's gain a resource. Let's draw a card and hope to find a mag glass. Logical reasoning. Still not the icons I need. I'll draw a last action. Oh, hello, Psychosis. After you take 1 or more horror, take 1 direct damage. Okay. Yeah, I think my next couple of turns I'm going to be slowed down a bit by this weakness and just not having the cards I need. Because of this cursed luck. Like I said, it's seemingly innocuous, but hurts. And maybe I should have Malicined it. Let's shuffle that in. If I get like my no stone unturned or prep sketches, preposterous sketches, that could help me go searching for something. Checking on chat, Błaski. Autoplay refers to the cards in a player's hand and any deck and any discard pile and the victory display and those that have been set aside. Yeah, so I mean, how do I attach it though? I mean, maybe it's not meant to be taken literally and that you just set it aside. Yeah, that's a strange one. Even if it has like a kind of attached to it inside the deck, I'll just put it off to the side and maybe I'll play it that way. Okay, so I lost track of where I was. Let's see, I had one. I got a resource, but did I get a card? This is what I had in hand. I drew one card, I drew another. Okay, so I'm drawing another card, right? Luxley. Okay, she gives me +1. That's good. I might have to hold off on the folding camera then. And Malison was gonna have to go bye-bye if I play Luxley though. Oh no, I have Charisma. Yeah, I'm smart. Okay, that was my turn. 3 out of 5 Doom. Hopefully I'm not getting mired down too much, but I have a bad feeling that's what's happening here. Okay, Beyond the Veil. I could Malice in it, but I think I'm happy having to lay the inevitable in hand that I'll just deal with it. It's gonna surge though. Really? Okay. Do I Malice in that? Let's see. Well, I don't have any clues, do I? Yeah, there's no decision to be made there. Yeah, I'm really curious about this ruling if it's not in play, but I guess that's how it works, is it just sits there pretending to be attached to it. Yeah, the hunting horror is going to be nasty then if he actually manages to hit me. Okay, hunch deck is working a hunch. Cool. Let's spend one. Actually. Okay, here's the thing. Do I take the time to get rid of Psychosis? I think so. It doesn't seem that bad, but with all the dark biddings that just popped up, like I could see myself taking like just a crap ton of damage if I don't get rid of it. So I'm gonna have to take the time to get rid of it, which is not fun. And then we'll definitely do a working on the hunch. I feel like I'm going at a snail's pace here. Counter deck doing a good job of slowing me down. And then I think I'm just going to gain a resource. Okay. Get another resource, draw a card. So I'm over my limit, I think, right? So let's drop a Luxley. And we're getting awfully close to the hunting horse showing up. It's going to show up next turn, so I better be ready. Let's see what I get. Secret door. Latch attached to the location with the most investigator. That's here. Cannot leave the location. I have to test will 3 or intellect 3 to find my way out. Cool. More stuff to slow me down. Okay. Hunch deck. Scene of the crime. Well, see, that kind of interferes with my plans a bit. Like, I could just play it to automatically get the clue. But I kind of wanted to do... like, get the camera going, but... I guess I can't really mess around. I was going to try to get Luxley out in the camera, but I guess I couldn't do that anyway. I'd pay 1 for Luxley, and then I'd have to gain a resource in the camera. Yeah, I can't stay in this security hall all day, so let's just play it. You might be wondering, why am I spending time here? Like, I don't have to spend all day in the security office. I could get clues in the exhibit halls. But I kind of wanted the option of having a couple clues in case the scenario starts going badly, that I can churn out those exhibit halls fast instead of having to like waste actions moving in and out of exhibit halls. So we are going to 1, 2, 3, 4 put down Luxley. I'll put her over charisma. Because I'm gonna need the intellect boost to get out of the stupid secret door, which is intellect 3. Yeah. I wish I could have Morgan out too to help me fight, but that's gonna have to wait. I don't have any intellect icons actually. Who built this deck? Okay, so let's try to get out of this secret door. So it's gonna be 4, 5 minus 1 is 4 V3. Exactly. We didn't get the winning by 1 we would have needed to clear out our bad luck, which I really wanted to do, our curse luck, but oh well. Got rid of secret door. For some reason these always go to the wrong pile here. But that's going to do it for our turn. We've kind of run out of time here, and now... crack the case. Okay, you're not helping me right now. Now cometh the danger noodle at an inopportune time. Hunting Horror is not in play, so we're going to search for it and spawn it at the museum halls. There it is. Shuffle, shuffle. Let's get these things here because, yeah, why wouldn't we? It's going to hit me for like 1 billion, I think. Okay. And we have to shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And because of the special text, this text is an operation, so when Hunting Horror enters play, we're going to attach Shadow Spawn to it. Which right now doesn't do anything, but later it will get pumped up. Look how many cards this thing has. That's not fair. And I still have to draw a Mythos card. Okay. Visions of Future Past. Test. Will 5. For each point you fail by, discard the top card of your deck. I'm just tempted to take that on the chin right now, honestly. I'm at an amazing 1 to 5, thanks to cursed luck. I don't want to get rid of either of my shortcuts. Don't want to get rid of folding camera. I might need logical reasoning. Yeah, let's just take it on the chin. That's gonna be 5. So 1, 2. Hope we don't. Oh, that's again 3. Vicious blow. 4. Both vicious blows. 5 and a web. So all my damage dealing. Fantastic. So a gun, an enchanted blade, and 2 vicious blows. I sure hope I don't have to fight this thing 5 times. Okay. I think, well, first let's do our hunch deck. Ooh, of course, when it rains it pours. Unsolved case. Well, you know, I might just be taking the 2 fear experience this scenario. I don't think I have time to deal with that. So the situation with these is it does 1 additional damage and 1 additional horror. So we're talking about 3 damage and 3 horror from 1 swing. Oof. And it has retaliate, and I have -1. 3 health. Don't technically need to use a shortcut. I can move, hit once with a gun, hit it again. Oof. This is gonna be rough. Really need to make sure I land these. Let's just move normally. Okay. It's so many cards to drag down. Look at that. What is this mess in my thread area? Okay. First shot is 4, 5, -1, 4 to 2. Oof. Man. I really need to be up by 1. Because the skulls are in -3 right now, and I can't afford to miss this shot. But my combat icon is either the blade, which that's basically if I chuck that, then there's only 1 more weapon in my whole deck, or delay the inevitable, which is my Beyond the Veil insurance, or Francis Morgan. But he can help me out in a fight. I mean, if I had the resources, I would put out Dr. Morgan, and then I have my +1 combat. But I would play him, gain a resource, play him, and just have 1 action left. It's not enough. This is a tough one. I could just try to let it ride. It's a big gamble, though. Am I going to get Morgan out instead of Malison? Probably. Am I going to need Delay the Inevitable? Probably. Am I going to need Enchanted Blade? Probably. I think I'm going to let it ride. I do have Malison as a soak. Oh, God. Oh! A 0! A 0! Oh. Okay, so that is 4-2. That's 2 damage. And even better, that gets rid of stupid curse luck, finally. Okay. My blood pressure goes down slightly. So I can fight just straight 4-2. But I don't think let's take any chances. Let's go ahead and use up another bullet for 5-2. Okay. Danger Noodle. Whoa. Okay. Danger Noodle defeated for now. All this stuff is going to stay on him, though. Right? Only gets discarded when he attacks. Yeah. Okay. Don't take my token with you. Let's go put him somewhere. And never show your face again. Okay. Whew. Okay, we're in the museum halls. That's taken care of. That's the end of my turn. Damn, that was tense. Okay, so we're going to add this to my threat area because I didn't solve the case. But, I mean, I'm supposed to solve a case while there's a giant hunting horde in my face? Come on. So hopefully I can actually make progress and get some exhibit halls out. I'm on Agenda 2 and I've yet to put out a single exhibit hall. But hopefully that will change soon. Maybe Nick was right about having shortcut 2 here. That could really speed things up. Okay, so let's get a resource, draw a card. Another Malison for, I have 8. Let's dump Malison. I'm going to have to decide at some point whether I want to get Morgan into play. 1 out of 7, and our encounter card is Night Beyond Void. Place 1 resource on Shadow Spawn, even if it is out of play. Oof. Okay. I could Malison that, but I don't want to lose any more tempo. So, Hunting Horror is now +1 fight, +1 health, +1 evade. So that means it's now 3-4-3. Whew. This is what I mean by this Hunting Horror gets out of control quickly. Okay, let's finally spend a freaking clue and put out an exhibit hall. And we'll put it down here. Just trying to decide when I put out Morgan. But I think I still want Malison's potential treachery council around in case something pops out that pulls the hunting horror out. I don't want that to happen. So I think Malison is good insurance for now. I think as I get more towards fighting the final battle against the hunting horror, that's when Dr. Morgan's going to have to come out to play. So let us move. See what's here. This is the Athabascan exhibit. After you enter, lose all of your remaining actions and immediately end your turn with 0 clues. Fun and no victory points. Oh, I didn't do my hunch, did I? No stone unturned. I wouldn't have used it. Okay, well that was a wasted action and wasted turn. I think my bad streak against this scenario is going to continue, guys. It's not looking great right now. I have to be honest. This is kind of how a lot of my runs have gone. Warning shot is useless. Get away. I mean, it has icons, but... Okay, 2 out of 7. Let's make some progress soon, Joe, yeah? Ephemeral exhibits. Test intellect 3. If you fail, lose 1 action for each point you failed by. 5 to 3 currently. Can't afford to lose actions. The current chaos bag says I probably won't. So let's just do it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that was my turn, huh? Lost all 3 actions. I mean, I'm glad I didn't commit anything to it. I don't need another Hawkeye folding camera. Yeah, I think this is going to be a loss. Okay, next card. Passage into the Veil, test will 3. This test says, okay, if you fail, discard the top 5 cards of your deck or take 1 direct damage and deal 1 damage to each of your ally assets. Well, they could take it, actually. I'm at 2 to 3. It's not the end of the world. I think I'd take it on the chin. Although, if I get the cultist, it's going to bring out the hunting horror. Yeah, let's just check logical reasoning. I have a lot of soaks. So let's do 4 to 3. Cool. So I pass. And that means I get to move an inside event from my discard pile to the bottom of my hunch deck. Let's do working a hunch. We'll just put it there for now. Okay, I get an actual turn this time. Prep sketches. I'm tempted to burn a shortcut now to get some pace going, so let's do that. I mean, I just need to get trucking fast on this thing now. Spend a clue to spawn an exhibit hall, and we're going to move in. After you fail skill test while investigating, discard an asset you control. 1 clue. So we shortcutted, we spawned, we moved. We're at 5v2. If I have to discard an asset, this is where I can discard Malison. Do I want to get the camera out? It's now or never. If I don't get the camera out, I honestly don't see the purpose of getting it out later. Let's see, it's going to give me some will, which is nice. Gives me more intellect. Do I have the time to do that, though? Gives me more sanity, potentially. If I can boost it that high. Don't have a lot of precious time, though. I think... Let's see, it's going to bump up my will at least. And then it'll bump up my intellect. No, I think I just have to keep going. I don't have a ton of time. That intellect may come in handy later, though, with the final restricted haul. But, you know, what's better for that is having lots of actions in the bank. The problem is I don't remember what the will treacheries are really like in this one. If there's a ton of will treacheries or not. I guess I'll get the camera out. I may live to regret that, or not live to regret that, as the case may be. But I'm hoping now that my rig is up and running that I can speed through the rest. That's what I'm really counting on anyway. Okay, Armitage. He's basically going to be an unexpected courage. So 4 out of 7. The bad danger noodle's gonna show up soon. Venting horror is in play, so this is gonna gain surge. Twist of fate. Okay, I can deal with that. That's a -1, which is 1 damage. Yeah, I'll take that all day. Let's put that on Malison. Okay, our hunch deck is emergency aid. Don't need that right now. We are doing 4 and 5 versus 2. That is enough to grab that. That is enough to put that on the folding camera. We're now at 3 will. We're going to move up here. And our last action is going to be spawn another hall. I'm just wondering if I should hold on to the clue in case I need to cancel a bad treachery. But what would I do instead? Is that a waste of time? I think I just gotta take the risk. Unfortunately. I like anything I did there would kind of be a wasted action, I think, and I can't afford that. Okay, there's my other gun at least. Okay. So I'm feeling good at least about the cards in hand and on the table. I'm not feeling good about the pace. So 5 out of 7. Slithering. Yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to keep a clue around. So that was a case where I probably should have listened to my instinct and kept that clue around to cancel this. Okay. So this is gonna pop up and it's gonna get another resource from that. So it's 4 fight. 4 fight, 4 evade, and 5 health. And the really bad part is that the agenda is going to advance soon. So if I choose to take it out of commission, it's just going to pop back up and get another resource on Shadow Spawn. So ideally, I could try to tank that, evade it, and keep it on the board until then. Whatever that looks like. But Joe's not great at evading. Man, I'm really regretting that decision to spend that clue now. I could have canceled that with Malison. And this may be a potential game ender here. First, let's do the hunch deck. Emergency aid. Okay. I'm at the museum halls, huh? My fight chances are not great at 5 to 4 right now. My evade chance is... I'm at 2. I can get up to 4 to 4. Don't want to chuck that. I could chuck that. I could go up 5 to 4 on the evade. Maybe chuck the gun even. Yeah, Mr. Trench mentioning there's no shame in resigning. It's true. That got ugly quickly. Yeah, I do have that option. That's true. But the stubborn part of me wants to see if I can make this work somehow. Well, what's the end game here? The end game is I try to evade the thing. I move here, grab a clue. Knowing my luck, it's probably going to move ready and attack me. I'm kind of stuck at that point because I doubt I can pull off another successful evade. And then I'm just hoping I can get to the restricted hall as like the very first. Yeah, it's going to be a rough go. I think resigning would probably be the smart move. But it might be too early for that. Shadow Spawn doesn't boost the damage it does, right? Yeah, at least the small mercies there. I still got some to chew through. I think let's start off. I'm kind of wondering if I just want to burn off these dark biddings now so they don't come back to bite me later. Let's see. So I can spawn, I can move, evade, and try to grab a clue. I think I have to try the evade first and go from there. So we're going to try 4 V4. I think I need to get one more up. The shortcut seems like it's going to be super needed. I think I get rid of the gun at this point. So 5v4, and I honestly, well, the chaos bag composition, it doesn't make sense to really go up by, if I can't go up by 3, going up by 2 doesn't do a ton for me. So let's just try 5v4. Of course, as I say that, I get the -2. Okay. This might be a resign situation. I think I might have to burn delay the inevitable here. So let's play that, because what I'm going to do is... Oh, I already spawned the clue there. I mean, I already spawned the hall there. For some reason, I was thinking I didn't spawn the hall yet. Yeah, let's just move. That's going to trigger these to go off, which is going to discard both. It's going to discard my delay the inevitable. Yes, I know, that's my Beyond the Veil insurance, but desperate times right now. And this is 2 clues here. Okay. And then yeah, I'm basically gonna be biding my time a little bit. I think I'm just gonna do 1 fight test to try to get some damage on this thing, so I don't have to do it all later. So that's 4-5 V4. No, I take that back. What we're going to do instead, we're going to spend our last action to play down Morgan, and Malison is going to take those hits. And then clears the way for Morgan. And then during the enemy phase, this guy's going to attack us. 1 damage on Morgan, 1 horror on Luxley. And then we refresh everything. 6 out of 7. This is the last turn before the agenda moves. Twist of Fate. Okay, I'll take that. Cultist is what? 2 horror. I don't like that. I got damage to spare, but not horror. Okay. This should have gotten shuffled in. Working a hunch. Perfect. Okay, so I'll immediately use that. That's fast, so it's not going to trigger an opportunity attack. Grab a clue. Okay, I got a clue. The main thing I'm hoping for is... the main thing I'm hoping for is that I can find the restricted halls, the very first exhibit hall. But that, it relies on a level of luck that I'm not sure I possess. So what I kind of want to do here is I don't want to kill it this turn, because then it'll just come back next turn even bigger. But I can try to put some damage on it at least. So, second to last bullet, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I triggered this ability when I defeated an enemy, but what are you going to do? 6 to 4. I could try and evade at 5 to 2. Yeah, let's try that. 5 to 4, I mean 5 to 4. Nope, not gonna happen. Now let's do the fight. What was I at? 4, 5, 6 to 4. Okay. 2 damage. It's right now at, what is it at? 5. Okay. So let's do our last bullet. Okay. So it's one away from dying at least. It's now going to swing at me for another damage and another horror. Warning shot. Why do I feel like that showed up like 50 billion times? At least it's a combat icon. Okay, so this is going to advance. So, if hunting horror is in play, add 1 doom to it. It is. If it's not in play, we search. Okay, so it didn't enter play, so it's not going to get bigger, which is what I wanted to avoid. Yeah, and I got 7 doom, 6 doom really to spare since it has a doom on it. Then we're going to draw an encounter card. I really wish one of my evades would have gone off, because that would have made this a little more tenable. Okay, so I still have to draw. Did I? Let me see. I guess I don't have to shuffle and encounter discard pile into the encounter deck because it's. I forgot what the ruling was there. If I still have to shuffle and discard pile into the encounter deck. Hunting Horror is in play, add 1 doom to it. If Hunting Horror is not in play, shuffle. I think I still have to shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck, if I remember correctly. Even though the kind of separation makes it look like you don't. Hopefully that's not a goof. If so, I just did it, so no taking it back now. Okay, I still have to draw a Mythos card. Please take it easy on me. Dark Bidding, of course. Okay. So he's at 4 still. I'm at 5 to 4. I think the really rough part is everything. I was going to say, I think the rough part is that once I finally restricted Hall, he's going to pop up again. And I don't think I have the wherewithal to beat him at that point. He's just going to be too strong. Because what I really want to do is just evade the thing. And then move away. But there's just no way. 2 to 4 right now. I don't have the icons. I think I just have to attack at 1 up, 2 up. Nope. Okay, so that's gonna be like 1 billion. Heals 2 damage. So that's gonna be 2 damage and 2 horror. So another damage here, a damage here. You know, I didn't trigger this reaction. I think I discovered a clue while the hunting horror was at my location. That would have been a damage, so he actually would have been taken out. Even though I didn't intend, like I didn't want to take him out that early, so yeah, I'm just considering it that I didn't trigger that. Although that would sure be nice now. Yeah, that actually would have been an option instead of just straight up fighting him. I could have tried to investigate at what, for 5-3, kind of same odds. I think I probably would have taken the fight action. So anyway, that's 2 damage and then 2 horror, so we'll put that here. And Dark Bidding goes away. And I think it's at this point, sadly, guys, I have to say that I'm going to run for the Resign. There's just really no way out of this now. So I'm going to move and take an opportunity attack, which is going to knock out both Luxley. No, that's just going to knock out Luxley. It's just 1 damage and 1 horror. And then I'm going to use my last action to resign. Well, my tough streak against my losing streak against this scenario continues. Yeah, I'm curious to, in the comments on YouTube, when this hits on YouTube and anyone on Twitch now, what your experience has been of the return to Dunwich version of Miskatonic Museum, true solo specifically. I don't think it's unbeatable or anything like that. I think I've just had some tough pulls, but it's definitely much, much, much harder than in my experience than the original version. And yeah, if I had to highlight kind of the turning point of the game, it's when I had that moment where I was considering holding on to a clue for a cancel of Malison. And then I said, well, I don't want to waste an action, so I'll spend it. And then the very next treachery was whatever that one is called. Behind you or slithering, I can't remember, but the one that pulls out the hunting horror. That was pretty much the point where I kind of instantly knew that I was screwed. And so the smart play is like I said, oh, I don't want to waste an action, but I mean, like, how many actions did I have to waste because the hunting horror popped out? So I really should have, with Malison out, held onto the clue. I could have canceled that treachery, drawn something else, and I still had a couple turns. Now, that's not to say I would have won, because I still have this beefed up thing. And yeah, this is where I really missed the agility. If I had someone like a Finn who could dodge easily away from the hunting horror, I still would have had a shot, I think, to kind of dodge around. But I just, with the low agility, I tried a couple of evade tests at decent odds and just couldn't land them. Chaos Bag was kind of laughing at me at the end. So just out of curiosity, let's see what the next exhibit hall would have been, if it would have been the restricted hall. I don't think so. What is that? I see a bear. Nature exhibit. Okay, so next one, archives. Restricted. It was the last one. Yeah, I think even with the Malison play, I might not have been able to pull it out. So I got 1 victory point minus this, so I got 0 XP and a resign. Didn't get the Necronomicon. Yeah, that was pretty much a disaster for poor old Joe. So hopefully things will go better on the train. But that scenario too is much harder in its return form for true solo, I found. So we'll see. After a blazing start to the campaign, Joe trips up on Miskatonic Museum, as I worried that he would. Not necessarily anything in the deck that I would have changed. Maybe those shortcuts would have been helpful to increase my pace, and Yeah, maybe that would have been the smarter upgrade, but I don't know. Overall, I'm not sure much was at fault in terms of the deck. Maybe a few play mistakes here and there, but overall, the encounter deck just mustered more than I could handle. So, that being said, next time around should be next Thursday. Joe will be taking on the Essex Express, so I hope you'll join me then. And until then, uh, thank you for joining me for another episode of Abandoned and Alone.